science, baby.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. All right, so what's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing? You see the thumbnail. It's about to get interesting. I'm gonna try to, have a little fun with this, but this is kind of a serious topic, right? So, whatever goes wrong in your life, Jesus, blame the black manosphere. Okay, it's our fault. That's what it is. It's our fault. Whatever happened to you, it's our fault. And the reason I'm gonna say that is simply put because what it looks like to me is something went wrong in life, our fault. It's the black manosphere fault. What's happening? Something go wrong in your relationships, black manosphere fault. Something goes on in your journey to become a better person. If it don't work out, black manosphere fault. You know, you know what it is, Jerome. You know, uh, but everything is our fault. Everything. Everything went wrong. So, we can start with this idea that, if men and women get into altercations in life because a man responded a certain way, a way that people don't like, whose fault that is? Black manosphere. The reason why guys may respond to a woman in an adverse way has nothing to do with what went on between those two individuals. You don't even know if this guy watches this space on YouTube or social media, however you want to call it, or not. But if it happens to be a black man, it's got to be the black manosphere's fault. It's got to be. Let's. It's interesting because then you have people who they are out of pocket, and their justification for them being out of pocket is the black manosphere's fault, which I don't get. If you're a person who likes to lie on people, the reason why you're lying on people is because you don't like the black manosphere. So it's got to be the black manosphere's fault why you lying on people. Okay, so it's our fault. No problem. Now I'm gonna get real descriptive in a second. So let's start with this. Seems to people think this is all about is relationships, men and women. No problem. So you're dating a guy, or you're trying to date a guy, and maybe you've been thinking what you've been doing normally is okay. And now this guy's been listening to the black manosphere, and now since he's been listening to the black manosphere, all of a sudden the things that work for you don't work anymore. And you know whose fault that is? That's the black manosphere's fault. That's our fault. Because we're not going to say, maybe you weren't a good person. Maybe you didn't treat these guys properly. That's not, that's not the issue. That's not the issue at all. How could it be? You were using these guys for dates or using these guys for gifts or using these guys for money or using these guys to be a father figure, right? Or using these guys to be a bridge to get from point A to point B. And then you feel like these guys went to the black manosphere, they went to the internet or whatever. And then these guys told them things about women that women were actually doing. It's not like you weren't doing it, but because we told guys what was going on in the world, and all of a sudden, somehow, some way, everything is wrong. Yes, you got lied to. Yes, you got played. And I can tell you how. I don't even know you. But it went on like this, and this. Oh my God, that's what happened. She's like, hey man, I was eating real good before this guy, figured out that I was playing him. So how dare you, mess up my successful little routine? And it's like, oh, okay, this is what we doing. So since this is what we doing, let's go all the way with it. So now your relationship suck. Now you single. Now nobody quote unquote wants you. Or nobody's willing to quote unquote invest in you. You know, whose fault is that? I ain't been on a date in 75,000 years. Nobody cares about me anymore. You know, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. So now these guys online are bitter. These guys online hate women. These guys online hate their mothers. These guys online hate their female pets. These guys online tortured and drowned a female goldfish. Because of maybe they worship the white fish, but the gold one, was just it wasn't the color. Especially the black fish. If it was a black fish, we didn't like the fish. We beat the black fish to death because somehow we just hate everything. But nobody says, hey man, what are these guys' experiences? What went on with them? Is there any truth in what they're saying? Has there been any truth in what they're saying? Oh, yeah, it might be truth, but I don't like the way you say it. I don't like the way you say it. I don't like the way you say. I don't like the way that you put this information out here for the world to consume because it makes me look bad. It makes you look bad. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Now here's the problem with this. Since people making people look bad, right? It's the Black Manosphere's fault that men are tired of getting looked at badly, and they say, "Listen, man, this is our experience, and this is what goes on our end. This is what we getting quote unquote bashed over the head with for doing wrong. But these are the things we do right, and these are the things that other people do wrong that we don't talk about. Now all of a sudden it becomes a how dare you? How dare you? Can't believe you did that. You know, men are deadbeats. Well, the statistics doesn't say that. But do deadbeats exist? Absolutely, they do. You know, they do, but the number's not adding up. So if the number's not adding up, then people got to revise the narrative. And now it's the Black Manosphere's fault because maybe just maybe you was lying on somebody, and maybe just maybe they got to look at you a little differently now. And because that happens, all of a sudden, black men are trash. Black men are trash. It's the Black Manosphere's fault. Not to mention, let's take it on the other side a little bit. Now we got to get down to this part where you got other men who may be black men, may not be black men, who been hovering around the Black Manosphere, have been, in the clouds, as you would say, maybe took some talking points, maybe, molded their platform around, things in the Black Manosphere, and then they went out and they're not in it, but they're right next to it. And then they do things, and then people say, hey man, it's the Black Manosphere fault. They out here cutting up because of them black men in the Black Manosphere, but they're not really in the Black Manosphere. But and you got people who say that they're in the Black Manosphere that are not. Like now, recently, oh yeah, I'm in it. When did you come in it, bro? Oh, like 2 days ago. Like I'm in it. Yeah, 2 days ago I came in it and I was what I'm saying, it's the door's wide open. I mean, everybody let me in, they embraced me, and they said, man, salute, you're in. Everybody gave me a pat on the back. Like, who's everybody? Oh, me, myself, and I. Oh, and by the way, these are my talking points, and that Black Manosphere approved because me, myself, and I approved me to be in the Black Manosphere. So, and then when I get criticized on it, that ain't my fault. That's the Black Manosphere's fault. So let me get this right. You just gonna say you in this thing, not really be in this thing, and then turn right around and say it's our fault that you doing something that we don't really rock with. You don't even have your own little thing going on, but all of a sudden, it's a euphemism to it's you brothers. I'm like, oh, okay, I see how we doing this stuff because it's the Black Manosphere fault. Then you got female content creators who ironically, black men aren't this, black men aren't that. But basically, all of their whole content strategy is, let me see what the Black Manosphere is doing, and I'm gonna do the opposite. Like I'm gonna do commentary on their commentary because these guys are ridiculous. So I can blame them for this type of content being out there because I need to be the antithesis to anything that they say. And you know whose fault that is? The Black Manosphere. Maybe they didn't see a lucrative or good business model, from or even a good business model, good content strategy from what they were doing. So now the content strategy is blame the Black Manosphere. These wouldn't see all of these problems wouldn't exist if the Black Manosphere didn't exist. There's no way, there's no way. There wouldn't be car accidents, if the Black Manosphere didn't exist. There wouldn't be a day or a night if the Black Manosphere didn't exist. There would not be, you would not be an adult that pays bills if the Black Manosphere didn't exist. Because everything is our fault. Everything. Everything, everything, everything. So it's like, okay, this is what we doing. It's no problem. And then you also have these people who really just troll the Black Manosphere, and that's all they do. And then they'll go out to people who are around the Black Manosphere, who are content creators. They'll troll the Black Manosphere and then go to them and troll them like they from the Black Manosphere, but they troll the Black Manosphere, and then they troll you, and then they blame us, and then they go chuckling off into the sunset, and then you blame us for being a certain type of individual or a certain type of person or group of people, and we like, listen, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's such and such and such and such, and they like trolling people to cause confusion. But the reason why people troll is you got to blame the Black Manosphere. The reason why you can do that is because, yeah, that's the issue. They died because of the Manosphere. Oh, okay. Oh, we the new scapegoat for everything, huh? Everything. Now all of a sudden, but nothing good. Nothing good that I could say off the top of my head. It's pretty much all negativity. So, people are socially awkward. They're living online before they're living out in the real world. And you know who you're gonna blame for that? The Black Manosphere. Because if it wasn't for these guys on their computers and their cell phones and video game systems, they weren't in, Gen X. Yeah, I remember Gen X. They weren't in this space like that. They were watching, playing their video games. And now the reason why these guys are gamers is because of the Black Manosphere. So they're socially awkward. It's because of the Black Manosphere and they're gamers. It's like, oh, okay, no problem. They just sat in the house and they were going online. They were on, and what I mean by going online, online dating is the Black Manosphere's fault. It's not MySpace's fault. It's not Black Planet's fault. It's not Tinder. It's not Bumble. It's not POF. It's not Match.com. No, it's the Black Manosphere, because all these messages that would have been left unread, and all these guys who would have been following these thirst traps would have kept going for the same girls in their messages and not talking to them, and been there for 6 months to a year just saying hi beautiful every day with no response. And now those guys will be considered weirdos, thirsty, stalkers, um, you know, basket, just flat out crazy. But if we can get guys to stop doing that, and now they're not in your DMs doing that, then all of a sudden it's the Black Manosphere's fault that these men aren't paying me any attention. So now, you fast forward and you see people messing up over and over and over and over again. And what I come to find out is, at the end of the day, since everything is brother's fault, what we doing? Like, what are we really doing? And I started thinking about it like, yo, shout out, to Sister George and Concrete Rose, but the brother that did the thing in the DMV area, that's the Black Manosphere's fault. It's not a men's rights issue, it's not a father's rights issue, it's not a family court issue. It's a Black Manosphere issue. This wouldn't have happened if the Black Manosphere didn't exist. This guy wouldn't have done that if the Black Manosphere was not in existence. I remember years ago, the young lady on YouTube got stalked, and killed by another guy on YouTube. Some stupid stuff. But the Black Manosphere wasn't really a thing then. But years later, I remember being on, watching somebody's channel. I think it was Jessica X, and a young lady was talking about how the Black Manosphere it was an Asia McGowan. That was her name. Asia McGowan died basically. It was the weirdos in the Black Manosphere that killed her. No, the Black Manosphere didn't come together like that at that particular point. They didn't even connect like that. So all of a sudden, we're responsible for a young woman's death, even before we made those kind of not necessarily connections, but network. So now we got a problem. It's always been a problem, but it's the Black Manosphere's fault. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. You know, your mama black. You know, if we say black men deserve better, how dare you tell these guys they deserve better? You guys are preaching hate speech. You guys are preaching self love, self preservation, self improvement, and ironically, those things are at the detriment of women. So, since you're not putting women first, the reason why the community is breaking down is Black Manosphere fault. It keeps going down the same rabbit hole. Everything is our fault. But what you're doing is not. You're not, whatever you're doing is not your fault. Um, for all the publications online, and for all the people who use their name, whether it be like people like Aaron Fountain or Lipstick Alley or Fox Soul or TMZ or I'm not even gonna say TMZ, not TMZ, but even um come on, World Star. All the dysfunction exists because the Black Manosphere started it. It, it's like, come on, man. At the end of the day, what are we talking about? Like, are we talking about things that didn't exist? You know, so if we talk about infidelity, it's our fault that we're talking about it. If we're talking about hypocrisy, that's a bad thing. If we, as a matter of fact, when brothers were talking about the political climate in America and why, uh, the Democratic or liberal mindset was going to be a problem for the black community, brothers was like, shut up. They was, we got the Simone Sanders treatment. Nobody asked for our unsolicited opinions. And now fast forward, it's the black manosphere. It's the, the black manosphere is the reason why we're going to be politically apathetic. It's like, yo, bro, like, what are we talking about? Not that we're well informed, that's not it. It's that we're apathetic. Not that people are looking at this situation holistically. No, it's that we quit. We quit. And now I'm like, look, bro, since everything is our fault. Oh yeah, I forgot. The black community isn't built. It isn't a patriarchy. It isn't men haven't done anything for the community. Men don't have the infrastructure, and the reason why is because of the black manosphere. You see, what happened was the black community was a patriarchy, and we had infrastructure, we had business, we had logistics, we had networks, that were fully functional and operational and working until the black manosphere came along and guys just quit and just began spewing hate speech online. That's what we're doing, But, you know, that's the black manosphere's fault. It's got to be, you know. Why aren't you guys, creating conglomerate companies and being billionaires to help the black community? As a matter of fact, when guys talk about the boys need more help, it's interesting that when we say that the young boys need more help to be in a position to make the community better, all of a sudden, it's okay that we'll say that if that means we'll take the moms with them. But if we say the boys need help, but we ain't trying to help the moms, the black manosphere is anti-family. But that ain't your baby. Mentoring your baby ain't my family. That ain't my family. So how all of a sudden it's the black manosphere's fault that child's father isn't involved or father figures aren't involved? I mean, could you be the linchpin to that situation? Could all those roads lead to how you acted in that? Yeah, it could, but you're not gonna say that. It's the black manosphere. The black manosphere is why your baby don't have a mentor. Matter of fact, if you can do the whole black girls rock thing, black girl magic thing, and you're a mother and you got a son, but you don't have a daughter, but you invest in black girls rock and black girl magic, the reason why you're doing that is because the manosphere made you feel like, the men will grow up and destroy you. So now you got to get clicked up with women, even though this was happening before the manosphere. So I'm like, okay, what are we talking about here? What else is our fault? Tell me what else is our fault. Now you got guys running around here. How can I say this? You got guys running around here beefing with people in the black manosphere who never disrespected them or talked to them. And the beef, the one-sided beef they have is the black manosphere's fault because people in the black manosphere are gaining, more traction in society. They're more in the society lexicon. We're actually growing and have a huge impact on what's going on in society. Now people that are outside the black manosphere can get shows and talk shows and grow their channel and grow their audience and sponsorships. Nothing. We're not saying nothing about that. We're not. But it's our fault, you know, because at the end of the day, you can use YouTube or Instagram or even Facebook as a platform to grow and become successful. But if the Black Manosphere does it, all of a sudden, let's play the hypocrisy game. See, the Black Manosphere is a bunch of guys who live at home with their mama in the basement, you know, um, don't have a bed in the house, sleep next to the kitchen type dudes, and they have nothing. Absolutely, they have a voice, but they ain't really saying nothing. But if they're anything other than a black man in the Black Manosphere, it's okay. Like you can be a homosexual guy, not a big deal. You know you're not in the Black Manosphere, so that's cool. You can be a bitter female. That's cool. You can be a racist non-black man. That's cool. You can be a political football or a political prostitute and go from one side to the next depending on how people paying. That's cool. That all of those things don't affect the black community in a negative way, except for black men in the Black Manosphere talking or even bringing up that talking point. You know, that's the Black Manosphere's fault. That's what that is. So now it's like, okay, so what are we gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You're in the Black Manosphere. What are you gonna do about it? Do about what? Made up people making made up stories who are not really gonna actually talk to this space or not really involve themselves in this space just to mess with it or mess it up. I don't know what to tell you on that. I'll take it a step further, to be perfectly honest with you. You got some guys who didn't self-improve. They didn't self-improve. They didn't want to. And some people are involved watching the Black Manosphere and getting involved in the Black Manosphere, and because it grants them enough entertainment in their free time or their work time to not do nothing with their life. So then at the end of the day, when they don't get the results that they want out of their own life because they're not putting forth effort, you know whose fault it is? Black Manosphere. Like, I don't like the Black Manosphere because they always talking. Say, bro, but you always listening. And then you want us to play this game with you. You know what I'm saying? You want to play this game. So now, if you never tried to be better, it's our fault. You gave me a lot of game. So if I gave you a lot of game and you ain't listening to none of the game, what we talking about? Like seriously, what we talking about? Because this is also the Black Manosphere fault. You feel like things could, you got all day. You got all day. You got your whole life to get it because the Manosphere is giving you a lot of free information, a lot of free game. Now, their brothers with Patreons and whatnot, but the Manosphere gave brothers a lot of free game. You got a lot of free game, free counseling, free therapy, free networking. And if you got charged, you didn't get charged the arm and the leg. And then all of a sudden, for some odd reason, if you chose not to listen, if you chose not to follow the advice, and your life still stays where it's at, because guess what? You didn't want to go anywhere. Then all of a sudden, that's the Black Manosphere fault. You're lazy, so that's the Black Manosphere fault. The Black Manosphere was supposed to give you the game and come to your house and yank you up out of bed and drive you the way you need to go and get everything done for you. Write all the paperwork out for you. Put you on the right path. Put the $1 million idea in your hand. Write out the business plan for it. Take it to the bank with you. Do all the talking. Make the pitch. Get the pitch. They buy into the product, they invest. Now write everything over to you, and you don't know nothing, how to handle this whole business model that you say you want, and then walk off and just let you deal with it. And then if it fails because you don't know what you're doing and you're lazy, it's the Black Manosphere fault because they helped you. We knew you didn't know what you was doing. That's why we kept helping you and helping you and helping you and helping you. You kept asking for more, helping more, helping more help. And now that you failed because of your laziness, we're to blame for that. We shouldn't have been accommodating. You know, we shouldn't have been accommodating. We shouldn't have helped you. So your failure is the black manosphere's fault. Now, to me, this gets a little stupid, you know, or people want to make these arguments where life wouldn't be this way, at all. Like our community wouldn't be dysfunctional. So let me get this right. The same group of people who thought the gang culture was good, when it went bad, and people started talking about it, you know, when people started talking about it, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So now the gang culture is the black manosphere's fault. Matter of fact, when people go, what about Chicago? Black manosphere's fault. Crips and Bloods, black manosphere's fault. The drug trade in America, black manosphere's fault. The overall image of black people in America that we don't like, the stereotypical image that was there before we got here, is the black manosphere's fault for pointing it out, that it exists. And not being a bed buck and a wallet, and having people come together who are more, you would say, intellectual to have the conversations is and now people are becoming smarter, and they're branching out into different things, and people are growing and becoming bigger. Oh man, I thought that was a good thing, but obviously it's not. Obviously it's not, because now that it's not, obviously that's a bad idea. Everything's the black manosphere fault. Everything. Now, interestingly enough, you won't blame the mirror. You won't blame who's in the mirror. Why not? People say eat better. Mm-mm. The reason I'm not eating better is because of the stress of listening to the black manosphere. It's got me eating chips and cookies and cakes and pies and snacking, and I just can't get myself together because, these brothers did everything wrong. You know, you know, that's what it is. Everybody's perfect but us. Everybody, the black church is perfect, but the black manosphere with the issue. Because I remember when the Creflo Dollar thing, he was talking about Kevin Samuels. He ain't talk about how he never gave Evander Holyfield back any of that dang on money. God wasn't in him then. God didn't. It wasn't about God when he was being selfish. But it is what it is. So now we on this black manosphere. Black manosphere, blah 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 blah. You know. You know what? We're not even gonna do that work. Thanks, Astro. So, I'm gonna tell you what the black manosphere did do though. Real talk. I feel like Ronald Dacey from Startup, and that's real talk, Tam. The black manosphere showed that brothers will support each other. Not only in number, but brothers will support each other financially. Brothers will build their own. Brothers have their own network of brothers who can actually work together. When you put something out there that brothers like, they do support it. And sometimes, they might not see it. They might come back to it. If you have a business idea that can be beneficial to other black men, brothers will show up and use it to benefit from it and wind up being in a better position. Brothers will do that. Do you blame the black manosphere for the countless guys that thought about ending their own life, and his brothers in the manosphere who talked them, into, it's not that serious? Or do you blame the black manosphere for the guys who help people get into different career paths that they wind up making more money? Do than they per year than they ever did, or per hour than they ever did. Do you talk about that part? Do you blame the Black Manosphere for that, or is that just that's just one off? That's just a lucky thing, right? What about the guys that have come in this space and through this space who have did exceedingly well because of this space actually getting them a running start, and then they grew and they took off. You know, could you blame them for that? Could you say, man, let me tell you something, them Black Manosphere cats, they put people on the map, man. And some of them guys ain't even in the Black Manosphere, but if it wasn't for them brothers, man, I don't know if these guys would be known, you know. Right. So that's deep right there. That's deep. And then now we got this whole thing where y'all want to play. So since we're gonna play this game, let's play this game all the way. Let's play this game all the way. Some guys have gotten engaged. Some guys have gotten healthy relationships. Some guys gotten engaged. Some guys have gotten married. All from this space. And then people say, we need a black family. And guys have actually created that in this space. Not the swirlers didn't do it, the divestors didn't do it. The feminists didn't do it. The conditional femininity or the chameleon people didn't do it. The non-black people didn't do it. But you're not gonna blame us for that, though. Man, these guys who were such bad people got more black couples together and created more black families than anybody else. Oh my goodness, how dare they? How dare they? Probably been a middleman for whew, I ain't even gonna do that one. Probably been a new guy. There's a new guy in town who really really got people sparked up and listening and watching. But maybe forget what I was about to say because I looked at that comment. Hold up. Nah, your sex life sucks. You know whose fault that is? Black Manosphere fault. Don't nobody want you. You were overweight and people still came to you and in you, right? But since that was the case, now they want you to lose some weight, and how dare they? How dare they? The Black Manosphere's fault. Somebody wants you to put your kids to bed early enough, so you're not out here thotting it up with your kids woke. They don't want you twerking as a wife on Instagram. We're being what would you call that? We're being misogynistic, or we're trying to control women's bodies. Of course, because we're evil individuals, right? We're evil individuals. How dare you try to control women from doing things that's going to ultimately embarrass themselves and their family in public? It's like, yeah, it's like, oh man, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And now, getting back to fatherlessness in a second, the Black Manosphere is the reason for quote unquote fatherlessness. That's, fatherlessness didn't happen until the Black Manosphere came along. Everybody's in a 2-parent household. It was all 2-parent households. Then the Black Manosphere came along. These guys, we Trojan horse the internet, and all of a sudden, now you got divorced. Like they say, 80% of women file for divorce. So they're the ones that ended these marriages. But whose fault it is that they're asking for these divorces when 1 in 4 of the ladies that get married anyway in our community? That's the Black Manosphere. That's the Black Manosphere. It's not. Irreconcilable differences is the Black Manosphere's fault, because they would have stayed if these guys were, listening to the teachings and the wisdoms of the woman as God. You see what I'm saying? So it's a problem. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, yo, um, if you got kids, is this how you gonna raise your kids? You know, your kids playing football, you drop a pass, wide open for a scope. You know who fault that is? Black Manosphere. He don't make the team. Black Manosphere fault. He sit on the bench. Black Manosphere fault. He fell in his classes. She fell in her classes. Black Manosphere fault. She's not pretty enough to be a cheerleader. Black Manosphere's fault. What's going on, Dana? You know, it's like, hold up, man. Why is everything this ridiculously silly? You know, you know, you know, for like the swirlers and the divestors. Why do white guys don't want us? And you know why white guys don't want us? Because of the Black Manosphere. So you mean to tell me you don't date black men, but non-black men don't date you, but it's black men in the Black Manosphere specifically are the reasons why these non-black men are not choosing you? Okay, that make a whole lot of sense. They make a whole lot of sense. Uh, um, as a matter of fact, when we go to the, we were forced. We were forced. We were forced to go to school and get an education and not depend on no man because we were struggling. You know why we were struggling? Because of the Black Manosphere. My mama had to work all her life. She worked 17 jobs because of the Black Manosphere. Because the Black Manosphere did not provide her job. It's like, oh, okay, this is what we doing. This is what we doing. Y'all show this is a good idea. All right, no problem. Guys get lied on in court, get lied on online, and you know whose fault that is? The Black Manosphere. You know, you would have told the truth if it wasn't for us. Gosh darn it, you would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those damn Black Manosphere kids. It's like, this is not Scooby Doo. It's not Scooby Doo, fam. Now, to be a little bit more sarcastic and take this a few steps further, I gotta, what about all the people that's just stupid? You stupid. I know you stupid. You know you stupid. You keep doing stupid stuff, and you were stupid before you got on this computer or your cell phone. You were stupid before you got on YouTube. But when you got on YouTube, then you became dumber, and then the reason why you continuously make these stupid decisions because people in the Black Manosphere tell you don't do that, they're stupid. But you're one of those people, you're gonna do the opposite of what people say. And since you do the opposite of what people say and it doesn't work out for you because now your life sucks, that's the Black Manosphere's fault that you chose chaotic confusion over just regular old, adult living. That's dumb. But Black Manosphere fault. Damn Boondocks episode. You know, Bill Cosby went to jail and got out of jail because of the Black Manosphere. You know what I'm saying? OJ did it and didn't do it, and it's the Black Manosphere's fault. It's like, oh, okay. R. Kelly was peeing on that little girl in the video because of the Black Manosphere. And he got off because of the Black Manosphere. Juicy Smoothie is going to jail. He just got found guilty because of the Black Manosphere does not help and protect black gay men. It's like, come on, dog. Like, everything is our fault, yo. Everything is our fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell y'all what else, man. LeBron's hair transplant surgery never really worked because of the Black Manosphere. Like, he would have, if he got they gave Floyd Mayweather and Deion Sanders the pass, but they sabotaged LeBron. It's like, come on, dog. Come on, this is what we doing? Like, this is what we doing? This is what we doing. I was watching South Park last night, and people wanted to suck on Chef's hot chocolate salty balls, because of the Manosphere, and they put them in their mouth. And the Black Manosphere caused Isaac Hayes to make that song and reference everybody on the planet sucking on hot chocolate salted balls, because of the manosphere. And that was misogynistic, and it could have been what do you call that? Could have been homophobic or homosexual, but the Black Manosphere did it. The Black Manosphere wrote the song. You know, nobody needs accountability. It's our fault. You know, your refrigerator empty. I'm gonna tell you who fault it is. You didn't go to the grocery store. Yes, exactly. ET couldn't go home because of the Black Manosphere. You know what I'm saying? His cell phone plan ran out of minutes. He was too busy streaming. He ran out of minutes. Amber alert. Oh Lord. ET ran out of he ran out of daytime minutes. Daytime minutes don't even exist no more. But we don't have no more daytime minutes because of the Black Manosphere. And you know you still have daytime minutes because of the Black Manosphere. But ET, he's just a trifling person. Just a trifling person. And it's like, oh, come on, this is what we doing? This is how we doing this. So now I'm like, come on, bro. So now it's like, all right, what we about? What are we really about? What are we really saying? You know, matter of fact, let's take it all the way there. Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods got in that car accident because of the Black Manosphere. He got caught by them super ultrasonic. Tiger Woods, his car flipped over because of the Black Manosphere. That's what happened. That's what happened. You know, exactly. We wouldn't have global warming. You know, the Black Manosphere caused January 6th. Uh, I don't know what you want to call that. Any uh, cool uprising. Because the black men and the Black Manosphere caused the white people to go crazy enough to storm the Capitol. Matter of fact, it's the Black Manosphere's fault that Obama didn't get elected for a third term because that's what the black community wanted. And now since the black community didn't have that, it's the Black Manosphere's fault. Black Manosphere it caused future's baby mamas to know to be single mothers. You know, absolutely, Mike. You're right. Coyote could not catch the road runner. Matter of fact, the Black Manosphere made Scrooge McDuck broke. Scrooge McDuck lost all his money because of the Black Manosphere. Um, Christmas, Christmas missed Notorious Big in that old song because of the Black Manosphere. Um, Whitney Houston died in the tub because of the Black Manosphere. It's not. It's just. It's just so difficult, man. It's just. You know what? The Raiders lost their Super Bowl bill because of the tuck rule. When the Raiders lost to the Patriots, with that Tom Brady fumble because of the Manosphere. The Manosphere was those black men who were referees at the time in Foxborough, and they ruled in the Patriots' favor so they could win the game and go to the Super Bowl. And that's the Black Manosphere's fault. The tuck rule is the Black Manosphere's fault. As a matter of fact, um, if you really want to be honest about it, August Alsina's entanglement with Jada Pinkett is the Black Manosphere's fault. Because we co-signed it. We told August to go there and be friends with the son and live with the family. And we told Jada, look, man, if you want to get Will in this Manosphere, you got to let August tell it, hit it from the back a couple times. It need to be in a whole full-fledged relationship. So now that's all the Black Manosphere. That's everything we did. It's all our fault. Every conspiracy you got, every conspiracy you got is all our stuff. It's like, come on, bro. This what we doing? Simon said, put on 3 masks and take your booster shots. That's the Black Manosphere fault too. You know, COVID is the Black Manosphere's fault. Um, the booster shot, as a matter of fact, if you got a woman pregnant because the birth control didn't work, it was the Black Manosphere's fault. Your condom busted, Black Manosphere's fault. She didn't take the plan B, she took the money, Black Manosphere's fault. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is. That's what this is. You know, racism in America is the Black Manosphere's fault. Yes, man. We did all that. You know. Matter of fact, the Black Manosphere shot JFK in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? You know, he stole one of the Black Manosphere brothers' Cadillac, and we just wasn't feeling it. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. You know, you can't. Who knew? You know, the Black Manosphere killed Thanos and poisoned Iron Man in Avengers Endgame, so they both could die because we wanted T'Challa to really rule everything. Black Manosphere's fault. It's definitely the Black Manosphere's fault. The Black Manosphere is to blame for white dudes watching interracial porn and having penis envy. It's got to be the Black Manosphere's fault. Every time they seen Lexington Steel, they thought about the Black Manosphere. Every time they whacked off with their pinky finger and their thumb, they blame the Black Manosphere. That's what that's about. You know, yeah, Eve ate the apple because of the Black Manosphere. And it was supposed to be a quince. That's what it's called, a quince, a quince. You know, yeah. Everything is Black Manosphere fault. Jesus died on the cross because of the Black Manosphere. He was black. He was speaking truth to power. You know, his mama, he was raised in a single mother household, and he wanted the world to know that, you know, my dad is more important than my mama. You know, if I listen to my mama, something, you know, I never be known. But since I'm listening to my daddy, I'm turning water into wine at 12. Uh, my father Joseph is a stepdaddy. See, he gets no credit. So, you know, he's not gonna be really in the New Testament because I don't like him like that. And my daddy don't like him either. You know, and that's the Black Manosphere's fault. Like, it's got to be. It's got to be. It's no way getting around that. It's no way getting around that. It's no way getting around with it. And Oswald at the police headquarters. Definitely the Black Manosphere fault. You know. Um. What was it? What was it? You know, Tyreek kill Ghost in Power. Definitely Black Manosphere's fault. Definitely. The reason why Tyreek shot Ghost is because the Black Manosphere told him that, you know, his daddy was a Pookie and a Ray Ray, and he was an educated lame because he wasn't supposed to be in the streets, and you know, his mama was a reformed thought, and he just couldn't take it. He just had to pop him. He just had, bah, I can't take this no more. And now he's a drug dealer, you know, because he couldn't get no women without it. So you got to blame the Black Manosphere for Tyreek shooting Ghost, and uh, you know, uh, and him being a drug dealer. You know, yeah, it's all our fault. It's definitely all our fault. But you know, it's the Black Manosphere fault that, you know, Tina and Ike Turner had a tumultuous relationship. It's definitely what else is our fault? You know, I can't. Yeah, it's definitely our fault. It's no way getting around this. You know, it's no way getting around this. You remember that tiger? What was it? What was that? Siegfried and Roy? Was that when the tiger bit old boy? Definitely the Black Manosphere fault. That tiger was listening to the Black Manosphere's content and was like, "Look, man, I don't. I'm not, look. I want to be free. I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm going my own way." This tiger said, I'm going my own way because I've been listening to the Black Manosphere. I'm locked up in the cage with you. Y'all think it's all sweet and it's magical and whatnot. Somebody finna get bit. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to O'Shea Duke Jackson, and I'm gonna put something on Celebrity Junk this week. Y'all think I'm gonna jump in a hoop of fire? Okay, I got something for you. Yeah, thank you. White women do get butt injections because of the Black Manosphere. Yeah, Dorothy wasn't ours. Yeah. Absolutely. Because let's just take it, all the way there. It's definitely why you're here, because of the Black Manosphere. You know, no, absolutely not. High blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes, 1 and 2. Definitely the Black Manosphere's fault. Definitely. Wendy Williams passing out, on live TV. Definitely Black Manosphere's fault. Definitely. You know, in WNBA basketball players, um, sleeping with women and having children with women and getting put on child support by other women with children that ain't theirs. Definitely the Black Manosphere fault, because, hey man, whatever. You know what? I'm leaving that alone. Yes, inflation is our fault. Definitely our fault. You know, Kamala Harris saying that she was Asian instead of black when she became vice president. Definitely the Black Manosphere's fault. You know, we didn't push back on that. As a matter of fact, I like watching anime. Uh, Baki Hanma. You know what I'm saying? His Yujiro Hanma, his daddy, was really loved the Black Manosphere, and it's his fault that, and that's why he killed Baki's mama. You know, I, Oliver, Unchained is in jail because of the Black Manosphere, and he can only, he can't never get out of prison because he listened to the Black Manosphere and got swole. And now he chases down people like Catcher Freeman from the Boondocks because of the Black Manosphere. And he likes a fat white woman. He's in love with this fat white woman, who used to be beautiful. Like, I don't know, but that's the Black Manosphere's fault. One Punch Man only need one punch because of the Black Manosphere. Everything. It's a problem. There's a problem. Bullet bag. Yep, that's the Black Manosphere's fault. Remove those parents died. Black Manosphere fault. Definitely. Definitely. George Floyd died. Black Manosphere fault. Trayvon Martin died. Black Manosphere's fault. Tamir Rice got shot. That's the Black Manosphere's fault. Definitely. Martin Luther King's assassination, Malcolm X's assassination, Fred Hampton's assassination, all Black Manosphere's fault. Franklin Saint, and Snowfall would have never been dealing drugs if it wasn't for the Black Manosphere. The real Rick Ross would have never, ever been Freeway Ricky if the Black Manosphere made him become a drug dealer. The malice in the palace wasn't because of the beer thrown on Ron Artest. No. That's what you thought. See, a guy was pissed off at the Black Manosphere, and he set a brother off, and he blamed everybody. Man, I'm about to get out of here, fam. I'm gonna do it. I might do it tomorrow though, cause I'm off the whole week. But I'm just trying to put this out into the universe that everything is our fault. It's just like, damn, dog. What can't we? What did we do? What did we do? Matter of fact, I was about to be Magic Johnson. Having HIV is a Black Manosphere's fault. Definitely the Black Manosphere fault. George Macon's being a simp is the Black Manosphere fault, but he's never going to be the lead singer of the Temptations. That's still me. Black Manosphere's fault. Is it? Hey, we're gonna do. I'm gonna be on all week. Trust me. You're gonna get on this joint. You know, you see how George is talking bad about our brother. My, how you gonna talk about my dear brother, George? That is my dear brother. How? But as a matter of fact, the Nation of Islam's uh, being shadow banned is the Black Manosphere's fault. Farrakhan, you know, would have never got banned with Alex Jones if it wasn't for the Black Manosphere. We caused that. We didn't do it purposely. That's my dear brother. He is my dear brother. All the rappers that got shot and killed and stabbed, all Black Manosphere fault. Every last one of them. Everything is our fault. You know. It just doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. So it's like, say, bro, like, you know, I was about to be petty in the mud. I was about to be petty in the mud. You know, what's up, OG? Like, but all of this stuff is our fault, and we didn't. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know when it started. Korean War was never. Yes, Korean War is definitely our fault. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Black Manosphere's fault. You know what I'm saying? Black Manosphere's fault. The reason why Captain America became a simp at the end of the Avengers Endgame and let the black dude deal with all the repercussions is the Black Manosphere's fault. The reason why the black uh, uh, Captain America got locked up for 30 years is the Black Manosphere's fault. You know, oh Lord, we're not gonna do that to Sly. For real. You know, because that's the Black Manosphere's fault. The Black Manosphere's fault that you got bumps on your Johnson. Definitely the Black Manosphere's fault. You know, that was not a cold sore on her stuff, sir. But the Black Manosphere didn't tell you that. The Black Manosphere said, "Say, man, just go raw, dog. Go ahead and bump that. Yeah. There ain't nothing but a little bump, man. There ain't nothing little bit. Just put a little mercurochrome on that. That's put some calamine lotion on your stuff and go raw. Stop the itch. Stop the itch and get moist. That's it is what it is, man. I'm sorry. The KKK is the Black Manosphere's fault. Black Wall Street being bombed, definitely the Black Manosphere's fault. The Trail of Tears, Black Manosphere's fault. The reason why you caught your little brother, nephew jerking off the porno in the Christmas time, the Black Manosphere's fault. It is. It is. Why they got a crusty sock that's cranked up? Definitely Black Manosphere's fault. Antoine Fisher's story about the child molester, whatever the lady was, Black Manosphere's fault. That's what it is, man. But it is what it is. But I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I've been rocking on this joint for an hour. I'm gonna go eat some dinner, but if I gain any weight from eating junk food, definitely Black Manosphere's fault. If you got by the way, if you got erectile dysfunction, Black Manosphere's fault. If ladies, if you as wet as the Sahara Desert, Black Manosphere's fault. You know what I'm saying? If your man cheated on you, Black Manosphere's fault. If that side baby, looks just like your man, and you wasn't sleeping with your man anyways, that's the Black Manosphere's fault. Okay? Just for the record. Just for the record. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. One love to all y'all, man. We out of here. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying in peace.